They built these. Well, they're just
do better paths at college in Maine, or Maine, college in Maine. So I know a little bit about contracting, construction, engineers estimates.
So it's him and Bob
All of
the same.
But just to relieve concern is that these numbers that were put in the tip are not engineers estimates. They're no different than in a multi-year plan you'll get, which we just anxiously await that, because that's just telling you what possible projects is coming up. But again, your range, but it's not as exposing. And also the history of engineers estimates. There's been times where they were engineers estimates were published. And the only real concern or advantage we as a contractor, as far as an engineer, we just consider it a bad estimate. Whereas it's a ballpark, but where it does, and in certain areas, we didn't perform asphalt. Asphalt kingdoms, and there's little dynasties, which we did work for everybody from work with Simons up to Water City. Is it, those areas that you'll have often single bid. They ever there was now used to be how is it used to be where a single bidder awards were not made if it exceeded 5% over the engineer's estimate. 10% was typically 10% over the engineer's estimate. Looked at it. It was something that we laughed at. It's something that gave them a range if they so chose to. They had that luxury, It's unfortunate, but that's.
Yeah, he's just trying to feel out this whole process.
I understand. It is a. It's been raised before. Someone was concerned that is that. Well, it's the project. I went back and looked it up. Is that a particular project that is normal, and it went. Didn't it? Was on levy. It was actually wasn't it on levy.
Which is
it's one of 35 million, 31 million. You reduced it actually in the 10th Amendment. Reduced that. In which case the bid came in at 34.5, something like that. But what affected they didn't move the number, and they probably won't. Not saying that.
Yes. Okay. 10:30. Ready. All right. We'll call the meeting of the Transportation Technical Committee to order on March 21st. And just want to, we have a quorum, and I just want to introduce you, one of our interns, sitting in the back, Paige Whitman from Wesleyan University. She's one of our two interns. So public comments is next on the agenda. I don't see anybody. Okay, thank you. Approval of the minutes from the February meeting, February 21st meeting. Any questions?
I have a question. Yeah, and I wasn't here at that meeting, but in the attendance it shows that Ryan is here, but then in the minutes it says Jason was making motions and seconding them and stuff.
We went back and forth because we had weird competing lists. And you thought, I think
Jason, were you here? Or?
I don't remember. I thought it was Ryan who was at the technical committee, and then the policy, and then the minutes or the things used in.
I see your point that this site.
Yeah. So like.
Jason is speaking.
Yeah.
Is moving for the approval of the minutes. Like that.
Yes. so I saw that, kind of odd.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, so,
I rely on your memory more than I rely on yours. So,
well, and I wasn't here at the meeting, so Jim was doing it. So I was just reading through, I'm like, wait a second, Ryan was here, how Jason was making motions and stuff, so I figured something's out of whack.
I forget the last meeting I was at, but Jim was there the last time I was here.
yeah, I look at the video, the staff in US Ryan, who's sitting like around here.
Okay, so then the notes that say Mr. Comfort should probably be Mr. Otto.
yes,
Thanks.
beginning that now.
That's all I saw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, anything else, any comment, questions? All right, seeing none, I'll take a motion with the change,
Yeah, with the correction.
yeah. Okay. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Hearing none, motion approved. Moving on to item number 5. It's a team amendment, and now defer to Derek, please.
We just have one update this month, and that is for tip CO 85, which is the northbound, southbound ramps that's going to interchange on I-55. It's basically going to be put on tentatively on a April 25 wedding, and the estimate increased to $750,000 from $550,000. I think it was just because it was under budget.
Questions?
It was state funded, but there is federal money in the project, right?
And it's state only,
But it is totally state owned.
as far as I know.
Okay. And we're trying to minimize the number of tip amendments
Gotcha.
going forward to the FHWA, due to staffing. And we're not required, only federally funded projects are we required to pass along.
Okay.
It seemed to be that maybe it was in the reading, we said the state-only funding increase. I took it as it was only state money that would be increased. It was, the federal money was consistent with.
If that were the case, we would have shown
There is
that
no-
portion.
Yeah, it's just all.
And I
And all of
don't
these,
have a,
it shows, it was part of the packet, so you might not see, yeah.
I have a
But
packet.
in every case, whether it's amendment or whether it's the original tip, we show the entirety of the funding as it's understood at the time. In the case of the amendment, we still show the other contributors if there are any, even if they are not changing. So you'll always see the totality of the funding, even in the okay?
I can show you something else after we did. I got a packet with me that shows more detail, I think.
And it's not.
I know, I want to make sure we're.
I won't be sending it on because I want to make sure it didn't have federal money.
Okay, further questions, comments? I'll take a motion.
Joseph?
Okay, second. Derek, and then second, Jason. Further discussions? Those who in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Motion approved. Item number 6 is one of those annual action that has to be taken. January things or IDOT.
Yeah, you will see an attachment, which of course reflects what was issued by the Secretary of Transportation. And as always in these cases, because the state targets are done, and state results as well as targets are calculated in percentages of basically the population. We will adhere to and assist in the implementation and achievement of those targets. But percentage calculations are in a small community, comparatively small community like ours, don't work because you're getting 2/3 of a person or something. So we sort of track it according to the math that's legitimate here, which is more in whole numbers than percentages. And do so in the expectation that our efforts contribute to the state's achievement of its targets.
Questions or anything I don't want to add or anybody?
So you're recommending to adopt the state's.
Correct. We always do. I mean, I know several people who have taken otherwise have gone back into the fold with that. So yes, we don't want to monkey with the state's targets. We just want to give whatever support to them we can.
So I'll take a motion.
Moved it up.
Okay, Kevin, any seconds? Also in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so this will be considered, or these two items, 5 and 6, will be considered at the policy committee meeting next month, or next week. Project updates. Anybody got any projects exciting? If not, the only thing I would add is, or say is, the SS4A, the federal grants that MCRPC received. We actually, the commission, they approved a contract with a consultant to proceed with the project. So as you know, this is transportation safety program. The grant for the action plan is to update the Go Safe action plan that was adopted in 2021. So this is like a 6-month project, and the consultant and staff and will have a project steering committee set up and to work on the development of the action plan update. So just FYI. Any other news? I mean, some of you may know because some of you involved in the Veterans Parkway project still ongoing, on schedule. The phase 2 opportunities and needs report will be shared with the steering committee, the project steering committee. And then also there's a public engagement report that also been prepared by the consultant. And so that's also was available to the project steering committee for review and comment. And so the next meeting, for that committee will be the second Friday in April. And so just FYI. Anything else?
Just real quick. I noticed on the resolution here, Mayor Chris Coos is listed as City of Bloomington.
I will fix that too. Doesn't that get cut pasted from something else I must have jumbled the lines. Apologies.
Okay, thank you. Anything else? Hearing none. Next meeting will be April 18th, and I'll take a adjournment of the meeting. Okay,
Second.
all right, those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion approved. Have a great weekend. Everyone.
Yeah.